My Samsung RF4287HARS/SA has water buildup in the middle drawer.
Can you guesstimate how old your Samsung is? And just to clarify, what's the exact model?
4 years old model RF4287HARS/SA.
Do you plan on doing the work yourself?
Yes.
Anything else we should know to help you best?
I wiped it out yesterday morning and it filled again this morning.
Hello. My name is. I'll be helping you with your appliance question today. Please wait a few moments while I review your question. This is actually a very common issue with your refrigerator, and the water is accumulating under the deli drawer at the bottom of the refrigerator because the drain line is backing up. If you look at part number 97 in the diagram below, this is the part you need to remove so that you can see the silver evaporator and the drain trough below it. Pull all the drawers out and remove this panel. Pour hot water down the drain hole until it's draining properly again. Once it's draining properly, blow compressed air down to make sure it's clear. If you don't have compressed air, use a turkey baster to make sure the drain line is clear and draining properly. Now if you remove this panel and the drain is not clogged but you find the silver coils completely packed with frost, you actually have a defrost issue, and you'll need to thaw all the frost out with a hairdryer, and likely replace the defrost temperature sensor clipped onto the top of the silver evaporator coils. Below is a link to the sensor. We are on the honor system here. If you need anything else, just let me know. You can continue asking follow-up questions at no additional charge after rating my service if you still need assistance.
I removed the panel and the evaporator is not frozen. There is now ice anywhere.
The only other place water can come from is the water reservoir, filter housing, where the water filter connects behind the bottom drawers inside the refrigerator. If it cracked, then it can leak out slowly and the entire housing would need to be replaced.
How do we troubleshoot that? Leave the filter out.
Turn the water off to the refrigerator, and if the leaking stops, then you know the filter housing needs to be replaced. If it doesn't stop, then without a doubt you still have an issue with the drain which you inspected and said was clear. We are on the honor system here. If you need anything else, just let me know. You can continue asking follow-up questions at no additional charge after rating my service if you still need assistance.
Could it be the filter itself and not the receiver? I replaced the filter last week.
Well, sure, but if it was the filter, you'd see it leaking out the front of the filter area where you install the filter.
How do you replace the centerpiece/filter receiver?
You pull the crispers out, then you pry underneath the center column part from the front to unclip that filter center column from the floor. Turn the water off to the refrigerator and then disconnect the hoses and such from the back of that center filter housing assembly and remove it for replacement.
Is it purchased as an assembly?
Yes, part number DA8105883A. Below is a link to the part. We are on the honor system here. If you need anything else, just let me know. You can continue asking follow-up questions at no additional charge after rating my service if you still need assistance.
I want to make sure that you understand that the water is accumulating not under the two drawers in the refrigerator portion but under the middle meat/cheese drawer. How is the water getting down there from the refrigerator?
Okay, I apologize, perhaps I didn't understand what you were saying at first. You're saying water is gathering under the flex zone drawer? If so, That can only come from the drain line freezing over in the freezer and flex zone drawer location. You need to pull everything out of the freezer and flex zone drawer out. Then remove the back panel inside this lower compartment to see the second evaporator, and the drain trough is below the evaporator, just like what you saw in the refrigerator section when you removed that back panel. You'll need to thaw that ice out and shoot hot water down the drain hole to make sure it's clear.
The second evaporator in the freezer compartment of the flex zone drawer.
It's in the freezer. The flex zone drawer is part of the refrigerator section. So to be clear, is water/ice is forming inside the freezer below the flex zone drawer, remove the back panel in the freezer. If water is forming in the refrigerator section below the flex drawer, then it's coming from the drain in the refrigerator, which you already removed, or the water receptacle assembly.
The water is accumulating and freezing under the flex zone drawer.
Okay, so the refrigerator section correct? If so, then that comes from the filter housing or the upper refrigerator evaporator.
While I had the evaporator panel off, I inserted a wire down the drain about 24 inches without any resistance. So I'm going to wait to see if more water accumulates. If water does pool, I'll shut the water off.
Just pour some water down with a cup and make sure it drains down the hole, and if so, then you're good to go as far as the drain goes.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.